Hello and welcome back to another episode of World of Warcraft Hardcore. My name is Syken and today we're continuing the World of Warcraft Hardcore series with Syken Shields, our priest. So, before we start anything, let me just do a bit of logistics. Alright, so today we are continuing in the Stone-Talon Mountains and we are freshly level to level 29, so things are going well for us. Got a rogue here that is casually sprinting past us, but we don't care because we are on a mission to do quite a few tasks in the north. We're going to start with Gear Seeds planted. We're going to get Cursier Eyes. We are then moving further to the north, where we need to kill quite a few Cenarians, and then there are also Harpies, so plenty of work to do. I sent myself a couple of scrolls of intellect. 8 intellect means quite a bit more mana. Deeper mana pool means higher survivability, so that is good. We're more independent of mages that casually are buffing us left and right, and we are indeed on our way to level 30. I am surprised just how quick and efficient the whole game with a priest is going. With a good wand, you are definitely independent of many things and can just grind down mobs quickly, zero pause in between, which is phenomenal. So I am positively surprised about that. So what we want to do here is we're trying to ignore these harpies because we have no business with them, but instead we need to collect these Gaia seeds that we will need to plant in the earth a little bit later. So let me do that, and we're then moving northwards to finish the quests there. Alrighty, so we got 10 out of 10 of these Gaia seeds. Once we trade it in, we can also put it in the earth here. I am thinking whether or not we should shortly go back and get the follow-up quest. I think that's not a bad idea. Yeah, I think that's not a bad idea because then we need to only walk once. That's fine. So we're going to trade in. Follow-up quest of the Circle of Rebirth should be to then plant the seeds here, and we have plenty to do in the north as well. Good, we picked up the follow-up quest, and not surprisingly we now need to put the gear seeds into the earth here, which then brings me to the question, which of those two areas should we do first? I think we're going to go first to the north, and then we're going through here and then into Desolace, get the fly path there, fly back and trade everything in. That will also optimize our movement. I mean, we would need to go through all of Desolace, but we can nonetheless fly back afterwards. So that's not bad. Sounds like a plan, so let's execute on it. Okay, we're on our way to the north. I just ran into quite a few antlers. These guys owe me their eyes because we need 30 of them, and as you can see, we just made our way all the way up that slope. Got quite a few already, and we're now coming to a part which is actually a bit more difficult than it seems. This is a quest hub for Alliance, so naturally we don't want to run into anything that could give us trouble here. We're flagged by fighting against an Alliance NPC, so we gotta be a bit careful, is the bottom line. There's plenty that we need to do. I think fairy dragons need to be killed, tigers need to be killed, certainly a lot of these stags still need to be killed. These are the least of our problems, simply because they are non-aggressive, and once we got 30 eyes we're done. And then we do have a few Alliance mobs that are not tagging us, mainly Cenarian something and Daughters of Cenarius. those are also on our list. Oh yeah, fairy dragons, I forgot those. These guys here do have fairy dragon scales. And they have mana burn, which just absolutely sucks, but there's no way around it. Luckily, the scale immediately dropped, which means we don't need to deal with it anymore. I think the slimes were the biggest problem the last time. I vaguely remember that these zap beasts here, I needed to grind them on and on and on and on. And the problem is a couple of them with level 29 are already grey, so they're not even yielding any experience anymore. And the drop rate of their zap was really bad. Or they spawned seldomly and were sharing spawns with the other slimes. Maybe that was it. I just needed to kill all of the slimes. Anyway, so that's one thing that we need. Deer eyes are still a thing.
That spell isn't ready yet.
At least the corrosive sap beasts are still giving us experience, so it's not completely wasted time. Good. And then there were panthers. I think the Twilight Whisker is what that is about. So we need to get a lot of these guys.
That's still recharging.
So yeah, Zappies are the ones that we need. Plenty of them. Yeah, and I don't misremember they had a horrible drop
That
rate.
spell isn't ready yet. That's still recharging.
Plus there weren't enough Zappies to go around. Killed like 4 now, and we were only lucky on the first one. The beasts, the slimes will be the biggest challenge that we're having, specifically since these corrosive set beasts, for whatever reason, do not drop, so we still need to eliminate them. And to make matters worse, there were 2 elites in here that were roaming the area. I think they were harpies, but I'm not 100% sure. It might have also been just scenario somethings. But yeah, definitely there were elites here, which made the whole endeavor less enjoyable. Gosh, we killed like 6 or 7 of these sappies and still only 1 drop. Plus they have a really nasty strength, agility, stamina reduction for 5 minutes. Not cool at all. Good, let's see. Got 2.
That's still recharging. It's too far away.
Yeah, whenever we're seeing a Zap Beast, let's just go for it. It's primary target. I want to show you the whiskers as well, because we just got 3 out of 5, which is not bad at all.
I can't cast that yet.
Then there's the Talon Den, which is Alliance-only territory, so we're of course not going to go into it. Funnily enough, there wasn't even a quest for anything in the Talon Den, at least none that I've seen whilst being here as Alliance. It's just you can't get up there, and I'm pretty sure that there are a couple of Circle of Cenarian Alliance creatures up there. Likely something that is school level for us, so don't even need to try it. Good. These are the Twilight Runners, and we need 5 whiskers from them. Once we got that, still need 4 Sons of Cenarion, 4 Botanist, and 4 Daughter of Cenarion, and then a couple more of the Stag Eyes.
I need to get closer.
Just avoid the fairy dragons in the meantime, and we're good. Or we should be good. It's kind of more level 23 to 25, but just due to the way that we quested, it's better to do that now instead of never doing it. It's definitely one of the last levels where we can reasonably do it and still gain experience. It's a fun quest. Matter of fact, it's multiple fun quests. We just need to make sure that we do them whilst we still can. Some of the creatures are already grey, so we waited almost a little bit too long, but we had good dungeon runs as kind of a counter option. So it's not like we wasted our time. Good, almost done with these Twilight Runners. So I can show you the Circle of Cenarion creatures really quickly. Gosh man, these guys are dying quickly. And we're like going through them with like non-stop.
That spell isn't ready yet.
So yeah, down here is the Alliance camp. There are also a couple of more dangerous creatures there, and creatures that could flank us, which of course is exactly what we do not want. Under no circumstances do I want to be flagged, because you can imagine in a Alliance questing hub how great that would turn out if we get ourselves PvP flagged. All it takes is one rogue that so happens to get out here to kind of run to Desolace or whatnot, and we do have a problem. Cool. So these are the Cenarians, and I'm seeing we still have another Zap Beast here, which is good. Maybe we can even get the Slime Zap done, which would be huge, because these took the longest the last time I did it. Yep, fantastic.
I can't cast that yet.
And now we're fighting against 3 different types of Cenarian creatures. Number one are these Botanists, casters, can also heal themselves. Not a big problem for us.
That's still recharging.
The others, however, are equally fun to fight against. So Botanists, not the biggest problem.
Far away.
If you just nuke them down.
Cast that yet.
Good. The second type of creature that we're encountering is called the Daughter of Cenarion.
That's still recharging.
And these guys were having Dispel Magic, so that in itself is not fun. Can take off quite a bit of our beneficial stuff. And I think she can also dispel dots from herself, so
I'm out of range.
Or magical effects, shall I say, in general.
Ready yet.
Good, another botanist. I think it's the last one. We're done with the botanists. So don't need any more of these. And then finally we got Sons of Cenarion. So besides the Daughters of Cenarion, these guys I think are the worst because they come with a Treant. I think they did have not only summon Treant Ally, but also Entangle. I might be wrong here.
That's still
I vaguely remember that they could Entangle. And yeah, if you kill the Treant before you kill them, they are just going to summon a new one. And since enemy summoned creatures have the tendency to just hit like a truck,
that spell isn't ready yet.
you're effectively always pulling 2 when you start fighting them. There we go, we're being dispersed. Fantastic. Love it.
I'm out of range.
Good, last one, then we're fast forwarding the rest. As we're now pretty much in dead center in the middle. I'm not using fear, mainly because I am afraid of the consequences.
I can't do that yet.
You can see we're immediately being quote-unquote ambushed by another one.
I can't cast that yet.
So non-stop action here. Fast forward for you until I killed all of these guys. Good, we arrived deep into the Harpies' territory on the other side, and there is plenty to do here as well. Not only to kill Harpies, but we also need to plant the seeds that we had harvested a little bit earlier. And then the Harpy just add, it's easier that way.
I need to get something first.
Gotta kill a couple of Harpies, of course. What else do we need to do? So, bloodthirsty Harpies. Harpy ambushers need to die. And gear seeds planted. A couple of elementals also need to die. And we need to loot incense as part of that. So, yeah. I like it when you can cluster up enough quests at once, so that you can essentially work on all of them. Planting these gears trees, easy enough. Trying to leave out those harpies which I quote-unquote don't need. Also, the elite ones, Ripper, and there's a second one. Don't want to deal with them, so I'll just mark her and don't deal with her. It's that simple. They're typically, relatively speaking, stationary, so we shouldn't have too much of a problem. Okay, these are the Burning Ravagers. Need 10 of them. Get the ancient rights. Pure fire elementals they are. And in between we're always going for soil whenever we can. I think we don't need the chimeras, we also don't need the basilisks. I'm not sure if I left out the basilisk quest. I could have sworn at some point they were quest target for something.
I need to get closer.
But that's okay. Might be the follow-up quest of the gathering quest, which is fine. We don't need to do all of the quests. Just want to finish this area with most of the quests done. Having a lot of fun in the Stone Tailor Mountains so far, because it's typically not a quest area that we're going for. But it is really, really cool if you can go through it. And I'm wondering, I think we're going to do Desolate soon, so that's a given already. The question though is, which other level 30 area are we going to do? Hill spread into Arathi is always a cool combo, but we have not quested Hill spread deliberately because I focused very much on that the last time. Duskwater Marsh, not a bad place as well. Well, it's actually a pretty bad place, but it's one that we haven't had in previous playthroughs, so might as well switch it up and just go for that. So that could be an idea, but I think it is level 33, 34, 35-ish. So just around level 30. It's a bit of a drought. A Razorfin Crowd we could do, which I think would be a fantastic idea. By the way, careful with the Slayers. These guys do have Execute, and we got a Curse of Darkness on us. That's not great either. Good part about Harpies is they will give us feathers, and we need light feathers for Levitate. So might as well save these guys.
That spell isn't ready yet. That's still recharging. Not ready yet.
Okay, so yeah. What are the other options? Level 30. I mean, like I said, Arathi Highlands could be a one. Alterac is another option. We had a couple of quests already there, so with previous playthroughs. Stranglethorn, of course, is always a very reliable area to just start. Lots of quests there. Oh, 1,000 Needles, how could I forget about that? That is actually a nice, it would fit into the theme of, say, outlandish, remote, desertous place. So we could go with 1,000 Needles plus Desolates as our main areas. Just try to do all of the quests there. That would be fun, wouldn't it?
I can't cast that yet.
We're being ambushed left and right from the Harpies here. Don't want to stay in their weather phenomena. Storm Witches, yeah? Good, more elementals.
That spell isn't ready yet.
More elementals, good. So yeah, I think we're going to go down the route of the desolate wastelands. I think that's a great idea, because I know that Desolates we did a little bit in the Alliance quest as well, but I know that with my mage I really didn't want to do like full-fledged also the elite quest, and we could do it differently this time, right? We could go for all of the quests. In the meantime, we're doing so well here. Got quite a bit of everything, really. Gear seeds planted, almost done. Incense, almost done. Harpies, also on the way of getting done. And even found a couple of even level enemies, which is great. So, I would say we're going to, after this one here, fast forward.
Not ready yet.
And just do all of the quests. Alright, so we made it all the way to the 1,000 Needles, and I'm trying out a new add-on. Rested XP is the name, which kind of gives you an optimized path around the quests. I'm not 100% sure if I'm a big fan of it, because I primarily want to create good entertainment and not just optimized leveling. Elsewise, I would go for mob tagging, and that would be super boring. But I also want to showcase a couple of the little helpers that the community are using, and one of which is Reset XP. And Reset XP kind of works as follows. You're having a compilation of mini guides. Currently we have the guide level 29 to 31,000 needles, and it kind of tells you what to do step by step, to a point where people almost can go brain AFK, because they are just kind of following each of the steps. The advantage of that is, to a degree, that you basically will have an optimized pathing from a speedrunning perspective, as the quests are being ordered in a way where you minimize the movement path. And that I can get behind on. So I think for now we're going to give it a try, and we're going to see for a couple of episodes if it improves the look and feel of these episodes, or if it is indeed distracting in a sense that it doesn't really add much. And based on how we feel about it, I will make an executive decision whether or not we're using it even further. For now, 1,000 needles fits very nicely in our leveling routine. I already mentioned it, that we wanted kind of a Desolace place. I got myself the Desolace flight path, but realized you really need to be kind of level 33, 34 in order to really level in Desolace, so there wasn't really much for us to do there. And therefore we immediately went to 1,000 needles, which is a alternative and potentially much more level appropriate region for us. As you can see,
That's still recharging. That ability isn't ready yet.
as you can see, the guy tells us to basically kill a lot of the centaurs. And it is funny how it even marks them based on the type of creature that they are. So currently we are on the step of Galak Scouts, Wranglers, and Wind Chasers. Well, we got the Wind Chasers, it's Scouts and Wranglers. And each of them gets kind of a different symbol. Which is interesting because we already have Questy, and Questy already kind of helps with the questing process, but gives you the free opportunity to kind of do them in whatever order you want. There isn't much of a overarching order in there. However, I think what Reset XP brings to the table is it minimizes the walk patterns. And to be fair, I just want to know if I'm doing generally well or if I'm doing not so well. At the moment, the guide over here tells us, you know what, step number 23, we already had that. Step number 28, my bad. So 27, kill most of these guys here. Then step number 28, kill the Galak Messenger. He spawns at Splitterhoof Crag, the Eastern Centaur camps over here. So we should try to get a messenger. Might as well try that, because there is a drop quest. Not a bad idea. Wouldn't have been something that I immediately would have hunted for myself. So we're moving to here. And then step number 29 is continue more Wranglers and Gallagher Scouts. So it's essentially just do that whilst you're anyways here type of deal.
That's still recharging.
Currently, we're being attacked by 2 of these guys, which is okay.
I can't cast that yet.
They're not dealing a lot of damage, as you can see.
That's still recharging.
Good, and then travel to Dorn is 30 what? Travel to Dorn is 30.
I need to get closer. That spell isn't ready yet. Not ready yet.
Good. Listen, at least the scout things seem to work very well. I like that.
I can't cast that yet.
And I think we're currently working our way to that messenger, so that shouldn't be a big thing to get this guy. What do we have in here? No, we don't need any wind chasers anymore.
That's still recharging.
Almost done with the other 2 as well. Ragnars and Scouts. What I like about the Priest, by the way, is super quick kill speed at the moment, 0 downtime. Granted, we're oftentimes fighting against slightly lower level enemies, but that really doesn't matter if you do have that level of speed. Yeah, there is... no need to change anything. Really, really good speed at the moment. More Ragnars, more Scouts over here. Easy kills. And even another Scout. How many Scouts do we need? So Ragnars we're done. We need plenty of Scouts actually.
That's still recharging.
So might as well do that.
I can't do that yet.
Okay, slightly fast forward as we only kill the Scouts, and I want to see if we can get
Not ready yet.
that quest mob.
That spell isn't ready.
Well, this is where the guy should have spawned. The guide now tells us to ignore that. I'm not 100% sure if I want to do that, but essentially from perspective of the guide, we've been here. He wasn't there, therefore case closed. I don't like that.
That's still recharging.
I'm thinking if he might just spawn a little bit later. I'll give it a few more minutes, and if he doesn't spawn, then we just move on. Good. After a little bit of running around and looking onto a web page, I found out where the messenger after he spawns actually starts to move, and that is very much on this road here. Unfortunately, his movement speed is a little bit faster than ours. Let's hope we can catch up to him, or let's hope he turns around at some point. So whilst we're over here, might as well do Steel Snap. We're turning the guide a little bit upside down, but that's okay. Let's say I don't want to do Test of Faith, because I really don't want to do that. What are the alternatives?
That spell isn't ready yet.
So we could do Test of Faith here, which requires you to jump from a ledge. that is a sketchy and buggy quest, which has led to a couple of people already dying, so it's a hard skip for me. Not sure why that is even in the guide here.
That's
Potentially
too
not
much
a hardcore guide.
It's too far away. I can't cast that yet. That ability
There you
isn't
go.
ready
Take the
yet.
messenger, and now it says loot the alien egg on the ground, which is down here. The game assumes that we're far more to the east than we actually are. Far more to the east than we actually are. And the whole steel snap, for instance, is like 20 steps ahead. Let's see if we can find them nonetheless, because you know what, the guide is all fun and games, and I want to follow them, don't get me wrong, but I already saw a couple of things that I don't like, as in a quest that I would never do on hardcore. Good, and we're following Steel Snap, which is who is kind of back here, and then I think 35 is we're going to kill a couple of diggers and get an unrefined ore sample, which is over there. We loot the alien egg, which is over there. And then we turn in a couple of quests. Fair enough. And I don't have a problem. We're going to go over there. Currently we are on this side, so might as well try to get Steel Snap. Which, if my memory recalls is correct, is a hyena, a named hyena here. We're going to find out. Let me just do one round and see if we can find him, and we're moving towards the alien egg in the meantime. Don't even need an entire round. Steel Snap is already coming, man. There we go. Big fat Steel Snaps on the prowl. Alright. Aggro. Couple of hits. Definitely a fear. Continuing with Steel Snap, whilst the others are away. Continuing. It's just overall more damage. Heal. And another nice little fear. Shadow Word Pain deals a lot of damage over time. I mean, look at this here.
Not ready yet.
The Snarler had only a Shadow Word Pain on him, and he was almost at half hit space. And that's, by the way, 3 mobs of even or higher level. Good. There's the rib. Cool. So, we still want to plan to go over here. But this was just too efficient to not do it. So, I suppose the plan in theory is fine, and had we gotten that assassination plan here, moving over would have been fine. But I think what the guide does not account for is just overall lay of the land or random events. If an enemy isn't here and then they are moving all the way to the other side of the map, then you either skip it like they proposed, or you move there and then the order changes. So need to think if we're going to use rescue. Like I said, I want to give it a fair 2 zones worth of chance.
Greetings.
This here is telling me not to use intellect and spirit guides. Boots. Oh wait,
May
it's
the
just for
eternal
the
sun shine upon
I can't cast that yet. That's still recharging. That spell is
Alright, I think I have not done this quest yet. I can't remember defending this guy.
I need to get closer. That's still recharging.
It's also interesting that all of the rest of these guys is just standing by, gently ignoring what is happening here. Yep, don't mind us, we're just watching.
Ah, I've been expecting.
Cool.
Yo, have a good one.
Now let's go back to our guide, shall we? Because I don't want to stray too far from it. What's the point in using one if we only ever smack talk about how that thing doesn't really work? So we're going to take the gravel snout surveyors, diggers, and Gibblesnit if he's up, and get an ore sample, then get the alien egg, and then we're trading in quite a few quests. That's the idea. Let's move there, do exactly that, and see what happens. Good, let's start. I just ran into the egg before we even got to step number 35. I wonder, should I just brain dead, do the steps in their order, or if I find something a little bit earlier, should I just do it? I think it's like using your navigation system. If you completely start being brain dead, then you even drive your car into the water. Just because your navigation system told you so. And we don't want to be that guy. Okay, cool. So, finally, Shadow Reach. That's great. Shadow Weaving, that's fantastic as well. I think we're starting with Shadow Weaving because that means more damage. And then Reach is coming as well. Good. We already got step number 36. Okay, let's see if the guide is smart enough to actually realize that by themselves. Good, we need the diggers, Gibblesnot, and a couple of others. The forager is not one of them. That's unfortunate. So apparently these guys are supposed to be here. I always thought they are a little bit further there. So guide is leading us to a spot where what we're looking for isn't even there. Not sure what those red lines are supposed to mean. If these are kind of movement patterns, or should indicate movement patterns, but I'm pretty sure what we're looking for isn't at the indicated spot. Let's see if I'm right.
That's
Because I think what we're looking for is over here. So we want Gravel Snout Surveyor, Gravel Snout Digger, and Gibbelsnicht if he's up. 4 ore samples. So let me see if I was right. Damn. Absolutely right. There's the Surveyor, like I mentioned.
do that yet.
And I think that this camp here is exactly where these guys are, and not at position 35. I was wrong with the camp. But I was still right with the Gibblesnicks and so on. These guys are around here. Anyways, guide points us to this direction, step 35. Let's just follow the arrow, shall we? It says 800 yards in that direction. Let's do brain dead mode and see if that leads us anywhere. I like that little arrow, that's not bad. It's indeed like a navigation system. Alright, little fast forward. Good. I tried it a couple of times, and the red lines seem to indicate that that is how the enemies walk. Here is the thing though, I think it is a follow-up quest of the Test of Faith, because I didn't even have a quest for these guys. Which comes back to the adjustability of these guys. As much as I like the idea of the add-on, I think one of the core criticisms that I had is if I decide to not do a quest or an NPC isn't up, then we still do have a problem. I like the different steps. I mean, that kind of makes sense, but I'm not 100% sure if I am really faster with that as compared to me just knowing the quests myself. Granted, sometimes I will forget one quest or will need to walk a little bit longer than I would elsewise walk. But on the other side here, you are using quite a bit of time just to find out essentially what's my next target, what would I need to do, what is the quest even expecting from me. So, and you're not really learning the quests by themselves. It's really like a navigation system in a car. It's almost like it directs you to a place, and then after you have been directed there, you couldn't kind of recall yourself how to drive there. So I don't know. I want to give it 2 zones worth of time. Maybe it will not even last that long. It automatically accepts and talks you through the different quests. That's a neat feature.
What brings you here?
Specifically in those quests where you can't really select anything. And now we're at Talk to Monar and basically sell stuff. What is this thing here, by the way, doing?
I have just the thing for you.
Alright, let me do that real quick. Alrighty, so I disabled the add-on for now. Listen, Not that I am ungrateful for the guide. I think there is a merit in using guides, but at least for this zone, it didn't really work for me. There was a lot that the guide was missing, and it was quite static, as in when a random mob didn't spawn somewhere, you couldn't really go with this. Plus, I personally didn't like the test of faith thing, knowing fair well that that is a bug quest. So why would you even go with that in hardcore? So I'm not 100% sure if this is even a hardcore guide or just a normal leveling guide for classic. Which can also lead to a false sense of security. That being said, I think the core idea of it, and a couple of features were actually quite good. The mouse over into seeing which mobs you should or should not attack, that's a good one, a really good one. Also the idea of where do you need to go and do you have all of the pre-quests, that is a good one as well. Really appreciated that. That was or is very good. Anyways, we are at a point where we are potentially in the most dangerous area. You can see big red area here. Many people are just falling to their death because they just cannot stay properly up here and fight on these hilltops.
That's still recharging.
Falling from here equals death. We also don't have levitate by the level 30 skills yet, so that means in case something goes wrong, pretty much screwed. We need to get 3 notes, and we need to get over here, kill Arnog Grim Totem, and do a rescue quest. So that's a lot in one go.
I can't do that yet.
And there are plenty of enemies to go through. I'll try to make sure to not clear out all of them, because I know that on our way back we will need to clear them out again. I will do the best that I can in order to first of all get the notes, and then we'll kill Arnok and do the escort quest, because the escort quest leads us all the way out of here. Not sure what the guide would have said, but that's at least how I'm going to do it. Also, fun question down there is definitely an elemental quest. I know there is, but so far we haven't really gotten to that point.
That spell isn't ready yet.
Good. We need to get over here. And we need to get over there, and then there's the third island back there.
I can't do that
Oh
yet.
yeah, I don't even need to mention it, but of course there isn't really a great way to flee from here. Pretty much stuck at this point.
I can't cast that yet.
On the upside, we're going through these guys really quickly, and on the other upside, the grinding nature of many of those quests also allows us just a lot of experience. We're already 15% in to the level. Yeah, many deaths are happening because people are just jumping from here, think that that is stable terrain, which I can understand. I mean, it looks stable, but it really isn't, so you need to go straight, and you can't afford to do anything but that.
I can't cast that yet.
These guys here, of course, with their Earth Shock and with their healing, are a little bit sketchy.
Not ready yet.
Good. First of the 3 nodes, right over here. And then the number of Grim Totems up here is also crazy.
That's still recharging.
And specifically the Geologists, super deadly. Good. So 1 out of 3 nodes. We're taking the other 2, and then it's off to kill the boss and rescue the princess. Then we will need to fight our way out, which is going to be rough. And once we're done with all of that, we can leave this forsaken place and move a little bit further to over here.
I can't cast that yet.
Bandits, disarm and kick. Of course, ones can't be disarmed, and if we don't cast anything, there's really no point in kicking.
That spell isn't ready yet.
Where is the chest? I think it was in that house. There, yeah. The Reavers had strike and cleave, so they were the main damage dealers.
That's still recharging.
Luckily for us, like I said, we have a very constant kill speed. No one is evading us, which is like continuously killing one at a time. And we're losing very little health in the process of doing that. That's the huge advantage of this class. That's the second node. These guys are the first ones that could actually penetrate through our defense. Refreshing defense. And whilst we're at it, a little bit more intelligence isn't bad for the later parts when we will need to do the escort. Good, one more node, and we're going all the way back and killing the boss. Good, this here is where it becomes a bit more sketchy. I'm not completely wrong, the last node should be inside of that building.
That's still recharging.
Good. Reaver is coming out. Almost got through the shield, but yeah, they are way too low already to do anything meaningful.
I can't cast that yet.
There's the third node. There's the classical bug the mob. There is always one down there. Anyways, we now need to go to Arno Grim Totem. the quickest way is to actually go right where we came from and then take a ride on one of the bridges.
That spell isn't ready.
Respawn apparently slowly has happened here, or that could be a patrol. I'm not 100% sure. This is where we need to go because that will lead us all the way over to Arnhem. And that's also where our rescue quest is going to come from. Skipping most of the stuff here. If push comes to shove, many people are just jumping into those hot pools. Number one, it's very easy to die. This is a super sketchy location. I've seen so many people just jump onto it and then die
That's still recharged.
because they don't understand that you can't just jump here. You will slip off. It will happen.
That spell isn't ready yet.
The only way to get up here is to actually go straight. Super sketchy. Potentially the most sketchy part of all of them.
That's still recharging. I can't cast that yet. I can't do that yet. The divinity isn't ready. That's still recharging. Not ready yet.
Alright, let's heal up. Lots of burst damage coming through.
I can't do that yet.
Lots of burst damage coming through. I need to get rid of the damage dealer first. There we go. No more bursts coming through.
Not ready yet. I can't use that item yet.
A little bit more healing.
I can't cast that yet. The divinity isn't ready yet.
And yeah, that was 4, a pull 4. And with casters it easily gets scary.
I can't do that yet.
Specifically with these sprint totems. If you have more than one of them, it starts becoming a bit problematic. Okay, that was potentially one of the closest fights that we had in a while. Yeah, that middle section, super sketch. Oh, another guy down, so maybe it was even 5 that ended up in
That
the
spell
fight.
isn't ready yet.
Alright, so we don't want to pull the entire island there, which means a little bit of a clever pullback. Making it a one-on-one with that geologist or geomancer.
That's still recharging.
Yeah, I'm not wondering at all why this here is the most deadly area. which is also why I'm showing it in one segment, because it is the area that has by far the most concerning or sketchy things. We're eating up, just one stat buff food and full buffs. Good. The reason why I'm killing these guys now is because we're soon going to escort out, and if I have cleared it now, the nets that are going to come, which I think are also packs of 2 or 3, aren't coming on top of it, and I really don't want to fight 4 or 5 again, specifically with these casters. That sucks. I don't have a hard crowd control. I do have sticky glue and a fear from time to time. Not necessarily what I would call a master crowd controller. These guys here are from Razorfang Downs. We'll nicely leave them alone. That's where the boss is located. And we just need to clear out these guys. Lots of grinding, man. We're already 6% in just from killing bandits. There's Grim Totem. He's walking around here instead of being in his cave. Okay, fair enough.
That's time to charge in. That spirit isn't ready yet. To cast that yet. That ability isn't ready yet.
Get a pushback if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, uppercut, so we don't want to stand at the ledge.
I can't do that yet.
Cool. Done. And I really would like to speed up, because the faster we can start that rescue quest, the faster we can get out of here. And that means less respawn, specifically on the islands that I've just cleared. Alright, no need to cry. Let's go. Can't really heal her, right? No, can't. Okay, well, it is what it is. Cool. So, it's going to be a very hot ride, because we're going to have ambush committees on top of the normal blood hooves. But I feel confident we've done quite well so far. Let's move out here, get that done, then trade in, and then we have a couple of eggs that we need to explore, or explore.
That's time to charge in.
Okay. Bandits, easy enough. One of them doesn't even come into the battle, which I don't mind at all.
That's still recharging.
Good. See, and since we cleared this, we don't have an issue. This is the crux. I remember that middle island
Yet.
by far is the most problematic one. Because it's whatever is on that island, unfortunately, plus the ambushers that are coming on top.
Not ready yet.
Luckily for us, we can single pull a few of these guys. And luckily enough, our DPS is okay, so
That spell isn't ready yet.
so that the really problematic part, which is reinforcements coming in,
That's still recharging.
will be isolated. This guy might add on top, which is not cool.
That spell isn't ready yet.
She's still tanking, which is good.
That's still recharging.
So I just need to step in and tank. I'll leave the I'll let the spirit tab do its work and just regenerate as much as I can. Drinking while she's coming up. We'll need to clear this entire plateau anyways.
That ability isn't ready yet. That's still recharging. That spell isn't ready yet.
That will pull these guys.
I can't cast that yet. I can't cast that yet. It's
Yeah, that's not good.
That's still recharging.
I was already seeing the third guy end. That would have been horrible.
I can't do that yet. It's still recharging.
Another set of bandits incoming.
That's still recharging.
So yeah, and that is what makes this escort quest so delicious or tricky.
I can't cast that yet. Not ready.
It's not just her aggroing every single one so that you need to clear it. But it's also the 2 enemies on top of it. Yeah, that's the problem. I mean, not in this hill alone, 2, 4, 6 enemies. And I think at the very end it's even a set of 3 that are ambushing her. We're almost at the end though.
I'm out of range. That's still recharging.
Cool, problem solved. Well, now it's just a final fight. Refreshing a couple of buffs, nothing major.
That spell isn't ready yet.
I love it how shadow vulnerability becomes the thing. More damage from the shadow, power word pain. More mind blast damage. That's all very good. Mana wise, we're pretty efficient so far. Unless we're fighting against multiple enemies when I need to counter heal a lot. That still takes quite a bit of mana away, unfortunately. Alright, keep it going. Come on. Now it's just a question, is there a final set of enemies? Yes, no, maybe. If there is, it's a set of 3. That would be super unfortunate if she would be killed like on the last meters. Very good. It was no final crew. We got her out of there, and that's 3 completed quests. 3 pretty difficult quests on top of it. Already got the messenger, so that's okay. And yeah, we need to go down there to find the eggs next. Look at that. Rhea spawn. 3 hyenas. Well, that's a tough cookie. My main problem is he was too fast. Couldn't really catch up with him. Okay, so let me trade that in. We're going to go up to the
Peace, friend.
to the eggs up there
Farewell.
and see. Now we also got a quest on our way back with the elementals. Fast forward for you, so that you don't need to see me just climbing up. Alright, we arrived up here at the river nests, actually, and what we need to do is we are going to steal 10 eggs, and then there's still another escort quest, if my memory serves me well. These guys have a huge aggro radius, and they do have poison. I'm not so concerned about the poison, but more so about their enormous aggro radius. As you can see, they love to team up on you. They're actually hitting it relatively hard.
That spell isn't ready yet. I can't do that yet.
Okay, well, they definitely hit harder than what we've seen so far. But yeah, it's at the end of the day not a challenge for our healing capabilities. There we go. There we go. And let's get the other X. So I would suggest, since I have already shown quite a bit in this episode, we'll keep this part here a bit shorter. And I'll just fast forward until we got all of the 10 eggs.
That's
Right, fast forward. Very good. So we got all of the eggs.
Friend.
We moved
Ancestors watch over you.
very much all the way to the escort quest. Yet another escort quest, I know. And we plundered a few chests on our way. Got this nice little healing shield. Too bad that can't just give that to self-found characters. My shaman would be absolutely appreciative of it. It's a good shield. Good. Let's walk this out, and then I think we can move back and on our way back to the Sacred Fire and pretty much be done with the first part of 1,000 Needles. I mean, with the quests, I'm pretty sure we're already at 50% of the level. Trying to find a Scarlet Monastery group in the meantime, just so that we can out. Fast forward this for you guys. Good. We moved all the way down to here, which is where it's now getting a little bit more interesting.
I can't cast that yet.
Don't remember that there had been a lot of ambushers. I think it was just really go through all of the wyverns and then be done with it. I think this guy's additional DPS isn't too bad for even killing faster
That's
with
still recharging.
what
Not
is
ready
unfortunate is triggering.
I can't do that yet.
Let's hope he can tank it for a bit. Oh yeah, he can. No problem whatsoever.
I can't cast that yet.
In the meantime, we do have a little bit of a problem finding a tank for our potential dungeon endeavors. That's not new. It's kind of the norm here. Server isn't that well populated.
That's still recharging.
You can see we walked right into that respawn, right? So those two that we are directly spawned into our head.
That spell isn't ready yet. That ability isn't
I'm
ready
just
yet.
trying to get the way really. Fabulous. To me it seems like most of the way is clear.
That's still recharging.
I'm just trying to not interrupt him.
That spell isn't ready yet.
There is an ambush. Not lucky for us.
That's
Apparently only with one of them. That was indeed lucky. They must have aggroed on him, and since I was already so far ahead, we could get away with just killing one. Alright, I stand corrected. There is an ambush. But we nicely avoided it. Okay, I think from here on it's really just moving forward. Once we're out of the thick part of this quest, we might just do the elementals that's with our level and us not being a frost mage. That is straightforward. We can just go through them and loot 10 of them. Although these are these elementals are actually quite overtuned for their level. I think they are the most dangerous competitors in the entirety of Thousand Needles. Maybe rivaled only by the Harpies. But these guys here individually are definitely stronger than the Harpies, so I'll just shortly showcase 1 or 2 kills of that as well. And we're good. So, done. 2 escort quests in just 1 episode. How cool is that, please? Alright, fast forward. Good. We will be starting to trade in quite a few quests. Let's just take a short look. 38% is where we're
how we are in here. It's too far away.
Oh, come on. He's super fast. Good, we got him. And unfortunately, there's quite a few of his.
That's time to charge in.
We need to kite here.
Not ready yet.
That's why as the pack comes, will become a problem for us.
That spell isn't ready yet. I can't start yet. That spell isn't ready yet.
Pack comes only. I think they should despawn if we're just leaving them alone. Okay, for movement. Yep, there we go. There's no point in attacking them. But we got Achilles. Rare mob. Oh, nice. Oh, nice. Alright, I think that one is indeed better than mine. I do have 8 spirit on it. And that's a straight up upgrade. Okay, I was about to say 38%. We're already at 45. Let's go for the water elementals. Alright, trade in. We were at 40%.
Farewell.
So
Be careful.
2 heavy armor kits. That's fantastic. Love it. Let's do the other trade-ins. And I think we do have one in Thunderable as well.
What
if I'm
brings
not
you
mistaken.
here?
So first of all,
May the
Orchid.
eternal sun
That's
shine.
going to be
Be careful. We shall meet
a
again.
good amount of extra material.
Go.
We'll need the shoulders. They were nice, but we already do have better.
What
And
brings
we
you
saved her. 4 intellect, 4 spirit. That's good. That's good. But 13 healing spells isn't bad either.
Winds be at your back.
Matter of fact, I think I'll keep the healing spells for now. So, from 40% we're all the way up to 70%. And we got 2 Thunder Bluff quests, which I think we're just going to trade in now. And also buy new skills. But that brings me to the end of today's episode. Thanks a lot for watching. I truly appreciate it. And see you in the next episode. Bye bye.